Time for business on the Monday report. Nearly half of Kenya's ordinary revenues collected goes towards servicing the country's debt and paying pensions and salaries of constitutional office holders. This as the National Treasury expresses concern over the country's shrinking fiscal space amid a growing expenditure problem. Speaking during the launch of the budget preparation cycle for the financial year 2026 and 7, Treasury officials noted that ordinary revenues have declined from 18% of the gross domestic product in 2023 to 14% of the GDP. Here is Jimmy Mbogo with that report.
The financial year 2024-2025 saw a revenue underperformance, with revenues growing by 8% compared to the previous year of 2023-2024, where revenues saw a steep climb of 14%. It is this shrinking fiscal space that the National Treasury warns could plunge the country into more debt. Although the country's revenue have increased nominally from the financial year 2010-2011, where revenues stood at 609 billion shillings to 2.4 trillion shillings in the financial year 2024-2025. The growth rate continues to decline, and with nearly half of the ordinary revenues being mopped up by consolidated fund services, which includes expenditures such as public debt servicing, pension, subscription to international organization, Treasury now says this is not sustainable.
CFS, this is interest rates and pension, is taking up now 48.5% of ordinary revenue. So of revenues that we collect, almost half of it is going to just pay loans and other obligations. So over 10 years, it has gone up to almost 50%. You can project, if we continue like this, the next 10 years, it means we'll literally be collecting to pay our obligations.
The Kenya's economic outlook has been facing challenges, mostly as a result of debt payment and debt servicing cost. That's a fact. You have been informed that now we are consuming about 48% of our ordinary revenue is going into servicing our debts in terms of interests. That is not sustainable.
Treasury has also hinted at tighter revenue administration measures as part of efforts to reverse the declining revenue to GDP ratio through the implementation of the tax policy, increasing efficiency in revenue collection through automation and digitization, as well as minimizing tax expenditure.
We want to reverse this trend of reduction in revenue to GDP. So you see on this side, the right side, we want to reverse this trend by moving revenue as percentage of GDP to 18% and even to 20% as indicated in our medium-term revenue strategy.
Treasury remains bullish that the actions taken to ease the debt pressures in repaying the June 2024 bond are bearing fruits.
Another reason why you are seeing us doing relatively well is because our exports. There is something that has happened in our exports, especially the coffee and horticulture. We are exporting more. Exports grew at 7.7%. That growth has narrowed the current account balance from 2.6% of GDP in 2022 to 1.3% now.
Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.